Are you all ready for the worst video I've ever made? Oh man. This is a terrible way to make a video. My hair is so wet. I got out of the shower, put a towel around my hair, and should I have finished drying off and then got ready for a video? Yeah. But I didn't. I just want to be I'm untensing my shoulder. Just want to sit here and just talk about it. If you clicked on the title of this video, you saw that I saw the TV glow. And where do I begin? Essentially, I'm also going to kind of close my eyes because I have a headache sometimes. So, for months, I've been hearing about this A24 film. I saw the TV glow. Did not know much about it. I first heard of it from watching some recap streams of Your Movie Sucks while reacting to trailers and such like he does. I didn't know anything about it. It looked somewhat interesting. I am a very bad film major holder film person. I don't watch many movies, and I get constantly criticized for it by my parents and stuff in a joking way. But I have seen some A24 films. I saw The Lighthouse a couple years ago for class and didn't like it all that much, but it did have mermaids in it. So that, and Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe. So that does help. And then, of course, I saw Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is one of my favorite movies ever. I'm always somewhat intrigued to watch an A24 film. It doesn't take much convincing to get me to want to watch one. But then I got onto TikTok over the summer. So if you've been on TikTok at all over the summer and you have a lot of queer, LGBTQ, trans especially, kinds of TikToks in your For You page, which is about 98% of my feed, I'd say, I saw so many people posting the picture of the There Is Still Time sidewalk chalk art with the song that's like... which I thought was going to be in the movie. It wasn't in the movie. Kind of was disappointed by that. But regardless, that's when I started realizing that this movie is a trans allegory. And I went, oh shit. So I've been having a real shitty month, which I mentioned in my HRT 2-month update. So be sure to check that video out. If you watch my live show I do with my friends Geek Each Week, you'd know that I haven't been home in 13 days because of a bathroom renovation. So I'm at my grandparents' house right now. And I don't know when I'm going home. And so I'm kind of just trying to kill the time. And so instead of watching it with my parents, I decided to watch the film on my own this morning at 3 o'clock in the morning when I had been up at that point for about 19 hours. All I knew going in was it was a trans allegory. I knew that it had something to do with a television show. Obviously, by the title. I knew that a lot of trans people were like, oh shit, that's me in the movie after watching it. And if you weren't already out as trans, then it made a lot of eggs realize that they were eggs and possibly come out as trans. And what prompted my impromptu decision to watch the movie last night, which no longer makes it an impromptu decision, I suppose, was I saw a TikTok live of a trans man, and I was just kind of watching that for a little bit, had a nice chat with him, and he mentioned how he made his HRT appointment right after watching the movie. And I went, you know what, I'm not doing anything right now. I'm sitting in this exact bed holding Diane, my Squishmallow from Box Lunch, and I figured, fuck it, we ball. I bawled my eyes out. Well, that's actually not even true. I did not cry as much as I thought that I would cry. And which is kind of surprising, to be honest. It wasn't like I wanted to cry, but I thought I would cry more. I did cry. I cried at points that I didn't think that I necessarily would. But so I'm just going to sit here with my eyes closed, and I'm going to talk about the movie and give my review. So there are very few movies that I watch for the first time and am willing to accept that it might be one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. I would love to watch it again. It is incredibly, incredibly eerie how much I related to certain aspects of this movie, which I figured that I would, but it's even more insane. I did not know this going in, which is even crazier to me, but I was, because I was trying to avoid spoilers for this movie for months, and I did some research about the movie afterward and discovered that the director of the film, they go by the name Jane, which is the name that I have been using privately in a couple of different circles to see how I feel if I ever wanted to change my name, which is wild. And then I find out that they started writing the script for this movie when they were about 3 months into their HRT. On October 11th, I will be 3 months into my HRT, and I only decided to watch this movie now. Granted, it's because it came on Max, but still, like, I did not know that. There's a line in the movie that I think will probably stick with me for the rest of my life, and that was when Owen, who I even feel bad for calling Owen, is asked by Maddie, who I feel bad for calling Maddie, if they like girls, if they like boys. And Owen says, he kind of stutters and he goes, I like TV shows. Because, yeah. I had never heard a character say something that I related to so much more than that in my life. I didn't know other people could feel that way. Mr. Melancholy scared the fucking shit out of me at 4 o'clock in the morning, let me tell you that. Anyway, but so the message, there is still time message. I mean, it resonates with me, of course, but it doesn't resonate with me as much as it did for a lot of people because, like, I'm past my egg stage, like, I've been on HRT for 3 months. I'm going by she, her everywhere. I haven't, like, started to, like, present femme because I have no money to do so. But so, like, I'm still very early in my transition, so, like, yeah, there's still time. There is. But now I've already taken a lot of the most important steps. Another spooky coincidence is there was another part that I thought was very interesting that I related to, and that was in one of the time jump scenes. I think it was, like, the second one, when Owen talks about how, I don't even want to say his because that feels wrong, but when he talks about his mother passing away and how she had passed away in July or something, I think was the line. That was, I think, the first time I cried in the movie. And you might be like, why? That's not even that crazy of a part. Not even that emotional of a part. And you're right. But it is for me because in July of 2023, I had a huge argument with my mother. And so, while she's still alive, thankfully, just a bad thing related to somebody's mom and related to the main character, who I already related to very much so, happening in fucking July. I was like, who the hell looked at my journals and wrote this script? Jane, I'm looking at you. How'd you do it? Owen was watching the show on the streaming service, and the memories started coming back as the show being, like, way more cheesy and stuff than maybe it actually was. Or at least they showed it as more cheesy and campy than they had earlier in the movie. And that made me think, of course, about my lifelong obsession with Power Rangers. Because for those who know me in my biggest online circles, those all revolve around Power Rangers. Toku Topics, my main channel, the only one of my 3 channels that makes money right now, is revolved around Tokusatsu and Power Rangers and such. I'm going to be sharing this on Twitter, which is where all of my, like, Power Rangers people are and stuff like that. And so I feel like a lot of us can relate to that deep appreciation and kind of life-controlling love, deep lost in fantasy kind of aspect of a really campy 90s show. Because that's exactly with oh my god, with Monsters of the Week and shit. Like I couldn't, I fucking couldn't. The Pinko Peck is just a fucking toku, but I was blown away. So I give I Saw the TV Glow 5 stars, and I can easily recommend it. Thank you all for watching this terrible video with me laying down like this, or laying in a different weird position. I'm sure it was awful. Hopefully the audio quality is decent, but I wanted this to be like as authentic and as me being as comfortable as possible. So thanks, Diane. You helped out greatly. Of course, until next time, you guys can follow me on Twitter at Living Ranger Key for my personal bullshit, Lightning Fig PR for my Power Rangers bullshit, or well, that's on both. And mainly, you should follow me on Light Locked Prod, which is where I post updates about all 3 of my channels. And you can also follow me on Patreon under that. That helps out all 3 channels, especially since this one isn't monetized yet. And that's it. So let me know down in the comments below. Have you seen I Saw the TV Glow? Do you want to see it? How did it make you feel? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? That's Anthony Fantano. Signing off.